Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, our service for Max will be commencing shortly. So can I please ask anyone with a mobile phone to make sure to switch to silent or off? Thank you.
Thanks, Siri. That's the watch. Siri does it. Just when it's not, Siri tells me to post.
Where's my ring to show the world that she belongs to me? She wears my ring to tell the world she's mine eternally. With loving care, I placed it on her finger to show my love for all the world to see.
I'd like to begin by acknowledging the Darkinjung people, who are the traditional custodians of the land on which we've gathered here today. We acknowledge and recognise all First Nations people who may have come from their own country to this place, and those who now call this country their home. We pay respect and acknowledge the First Nations ancestors, elders who have walked upon and cared for these lands for many generations before us. We acknowledge and pay our respects to the elders past, present and future, who are the knowledge holders, the teachers and the leaders. Good morning everyone and welcome to the Mackay Chapel. My name is Gabe and I'm your celebrant for this service today. We've gathered here today to acknowledge one who was a most beloved and important family member. A husband, a dad, a grandfather or papa, great-grandfather, a patriarch, an uncle, a cherished, valued friend who on Saturday the 4th of March passed from this life and from all who knew and loved him. We are here today to honour and pay tribute to the life of Mr. Maxwell Compton, known to most of you simply as Max. We're here to acknowledge Max's family in their grief and to show our love and support to them at this time. So on behalf of Max's family, his wife Carol, their children and their families, I'd like to welcome you all. Thank you for coming together to share in this service for him. I'd also like to welcome all those of you who are not in the chapel with us today, all those friends and family who for any reason couldn't be here but are joining us online via live stream. We welcome you. We thank you for watching and we hope that by watching this service online it brings you comfort. Our being here today is in its very nature a very solemn occasion. It's one that's underpinned by sadness and loss, but it's also an opportunity to celebrate the wonderful years that Max was here with you. He was among you and he was being loved by you all. And so we will fill this service with tributes of love and gratitude, commencing by inviting Carol to come on up with Shannon. Come around this way if you like, Carol. There's a step. Oh, there's just an easy step for you there. Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you all for coming. Max was born in Tamworth in 1951 to Nancy Hill. At 3.5 years old, he was welcomed into Ken and Rose Compton's family through adoption, along with his brother Peter. He always felt loved in that household, along with the Eves family too. He felt that he had a good childhood. I met Max on New Year's Eve 1970. We were married not quite 10 months later. Max always wanted a family and to have children of his own. He always felt there was something missing in his life. So 18 months after our wedding, we welcomed our first child, Kimberly. 2 days before his birthday. 12 months later, Shay was born one day after his birthday. And our son Shannon came along 2.5 years after her. Max loved his girls and was always showing them affection. He also cherished his son, but Max would often disturb Shannon as a baby just to have a reason to pick him up and cuddle him. His father, it's not in my speech, but his father always said it's not manly to kiss boys and boys don't kiss boys, so he grew up with that stigma that if you cuddled a boy, it was wrong.
I was loved.
Yes, very much loved. Max was known as Papa to his grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Max adored them and looked after every one of them at some point in their life other than Phoenix. Phoenix is still only a littlie. In 2002, our lives changed forever when we became carers to some of our grandchildren. Max received the call and never hesitated with the decision to welcome them into our home. In 2008, Max received a letter from a biological brother and he then discovered that his mother was an Aboriginal woman and he was part of the Stolen Generations. He was reunited with some of his brothers and family through Link Up, and I presume we're now hooked up to a lot of them through LiveView. Max's biological family were different from anything he had known. He loved meeting them and kept in touch with them along the way. The numbers growing. After the children and grandchildren had grown up, Max and I started travelling around Australia. Travelling was something that we always wanted to do, but it was put on hold to look after our family. We would pack up and go for months at a time on lots of different trips, although we didn't want to be too far away from our family. We would make sure we came home often and didn't miss out on the events. On our travels we saw Cape York, Tassie, the Kimberleys, Northern Territory, Queensland, all over Australia. We travelled in every state of Australia. Max loved travelling and being in the driver's seat. Max had some special friends in his life, notably Trevor, who is deceased, and Glenn. He was cherished by his family, who were by his side every day whilst he was in hospital. He was a dearly loved husband, a loving dad and father-in-law, and devoted papa to all his grandchildren and great-grandchildren. We love you, and you'll always be in our hearts.
Thank you so much, Carol and Shannon. And now it's my pleasure to invite Glenn, Max's best mate, to come on up.
Maxie, Maxwell, and the alias, the Phantom. My best mate. Love you like a brother. Feel like my right arm's gone. No one will ever know the mateship we had for each other. The adventures we shared, the stories we have in our 45 years friendship. We watched each other's family grow up. We always helped each other. Through good times and bad. I always tuned your cars for your performance. I know you like power in the car, and in the early days we would change motors with a Hunker 4x2 across the guards, lifted on our shoulders in and out, 6-cylinder motors. The stories I could tell you about would fill a book. I'll tell you 2 quick ones. I built a speed car, a stock sedan from Newcastle Motordrome, out of the bush tracks in San Remo, and it was an EH wagon, and so we took it to Max's place and got the doors, rolled it up, and had no glass or anything in it. It was just a body shell more or less, no exhaust, and so we used to get together on Friday and Saturday nights and drink a carton, and midnight was the adventure time. So we took off with this bloody thing. We were going to drive it to San Remo from Budgewoi. So I said to Max, well, you go out in front so you got the headlights because I got no lights. So off we go, and we get all the way through Budgewoi, and we're doing well, eh? And we get up towards Marmora, nearly to the turn up to San Remo. Here comes the coppers the other way, eh? They did a U-turn straight after us, pulled us over, and they said to us, what the hell are you 2 blokes doing, you know? Like, you can't bloody drive this thing on the road, you know? So why not? It's going all right. They said we could fill a bloody book with the fines. He said, how far you got to go? I said, only 2 blocks down there. He said, well, we're leaving the area now. I said, thanks, mate. And then there was the story of the bus. We got Max's father used to drive the bus, and it was at Budgewoi Caravan Park. And that was another little story. We got it to our place, the other side of Budgewoi, and I painted it all up in the entrance red bus colours. And we had to get rid of it because the landlord was on my back. So I got the tyres changed, and I went and bought 4 little torches, and we put two on the back, taped them to the bloody bumper bars, and put red crepe paper over it so they look like tail lights in the night, and the clear ones on the front. And I had a Dodge flat top tabletop truck, so I hooked up a chain to it. The same thing, carton, midnight, off we go. So we've got to go to YE. So we get through Dawson lights and we're doing well. But inside the bus, there was no seat, so we were sitting on a kitchen swivel chair. And there was this ginormous hole where the motor used to be. And it was huge. And as we went around the corners, he kept telling me that the chair kept moving over, it was a hole. So we had to keep pulling him sort of back to the steering wheel. So we get out, going towards YE through Dorado lights, and we're blitzing it, we're going all right. So we get down the big hill, the dipper thing, going towards YE. I'm only going slow, and next minute the whole back of the truck jerked to one side, and went bang. Here he is beside me and the bus overtaking me. And because he had no brakes, he went up that side and then slowly rolled back down there and then back up that side again, eh? And he made it. Anyway, then we got to a chook farm and that was it, yeah. But I can tell you how much I miss my mate Maxwell. R.I.P. mate.
Fantastic. I'm sure that's just a couple of quite a catalogue of stories you could tell. So now we will just take a moment, have a bit of a breath, and we'll enjoy some more memories, and this time it's going to be Max's life story in photographs to music. Thank you.
There are places I remember all my life, though some have changed, some forever, not for better. Some have gone and some remain. All these places have their moments with lovers and friends I still can recall. Some are dead and some are living. In my life, I've loved them all. But of all these friends and lovers, there is no one compares with you. And these memories lose their meaning when I think of love as something new. Though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more. Affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more. In my life, I love you more.
If I could turn back time, if I could find a way, I'd take back those words that hurt you, and you'd stay. I don't know why I did the things I did. I don't know why I said the things I said. Pride's like a knife, it can cut deep inside. Words are like weapons, they wound sometimes. I didn't really mean to hurt you. I didn't want to see you go. I know I made you cry, but baby, if I could turn back time, if I could find a way, I'd take back those words that have hurt you. You'd stay. If I could reach the stars, I'd give them all to you. Then you love me like you used to do. If I could turn back time, my world was shattered, I was torn apart. Like someone took a knife and drove it deep in my heart. You walked out that door, I swore that I didn't care, but I lost everything, darling, then and there. Too strong to tell you I was sorry, too proud to tell you I was wrong. I know that I was blind, and darling, if I could turn back time, if I could find a way, I'd take back those words that have hurt you, and you'd stay. If I could reach the stars, I'd give them all to you. Then you love me like you used to do. Oh. If I could turn back time, if I could turn back time, if I could turn back time, oh, baby. I didn't really mean to hurt you. I didn't want to see you go. I know I made you cry, but oh, if I could turn back time, if I could find a way, I'd take back.
So hello, family.
Hello, family.
What else do you want to say?
Love you all.
Good.
Can't wait to get back to that drinking party.
If I could find a way, baby, you would stay. Reach the stars. If I could reach the stars, all to you. I'd give all to you.
Swag of great memories there. And now I would like to invite the grandchildren who wish to come up and pay tribute. Okay. Yeah.
I can't get into your message now. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thanks for the memories, Dad. I was lucky enough to have spent 50 years with you. Dad, you taught us how to swim, ride our bikes, drive our cars, change tyres. Lucky you did. When I was about 10, I had to show another mother how to change a tyre when I had a sleepover one time. And to this day, I still check my oil and water. It was always something that Dad just drummed into us from very early on. Dad always tried to act the tough guy when an animal found us. There were plenty of cats. Dad would always gripe, "You're not feeding it. It's not coming in the house. We're not keeping it." We kept every animal we ever found or found us. Growing up in Budjoy, it was with the Howards and the Kennedys. Our families had many, many adventures and lots of laughs together. We went fossicking, camping, fishing,
prawning, boating, canoeing. We used to have the best cracker nights. The smash-up derbies weren't bad either. We spent many a school holidays playing backyard cricket. Mum went away twice, and twice we got sunstroke. Mum came home to three sick children. But hey, they were the fun times. There was many, many adventures we had. Many a times when I was in trouble, I'd hear Dad say, "Run, Kimberly, run!" One of the many times when I scared the shit out of him, I was walking home from the Howards. You and Trevor heard me scream. Trevor and yourself came running. I screamed that loud, you thought someone was after me. I jumped a snake in the track. You and Mum took us to our first concert, John Farnham. You wore a red suit. John Farnham had a red suit on. I can still remember to this day. John Farnham said, "I feel like a bloody red fire engine." When I was in high school, Dad used to stay with his mum down in Sydney through the week, and I had a girlfriend that would come and stay when we had school discos. Rachel never ever met Dad until way out of high school. She thought the pictures on the wall were just somebody that we'd made up, that we just pretended was our father because she'd never met him. I took over mowing when Dad hurt his back. He would go cranky at me because you liked it mowed in squares or rectangles. Just to annoy you, I think I mowed it in any pattern possible. Even to the day before he passed away, I went up and I was doing their lawns, and I purposely did it all over the place, just so Papa and I could have a chuckle. I had his first grandbaby, Kale, and his last grandbaby, Marley. You meant the world to both of them. You were a major influence in Kale's upbringing. You and Mum took on the role of looking after him so I could go back to work. I was so grateful, and thank you, because I wouldn't be here and have what I have if it wasn't for Mum and Dad. Dad was always very protective of his grandbabies. I would quite often tease him and say, "You're a better grandfather than you were a dad." But he wasn't. He was a great dad. It was just different. He had to go to work so we could live. But you always showed us, Papa, that our family came first. Dad, you're a loving and caring man. Everyone that met you, you left a piece of yourself with them. You were the best father and Papa I could have asked for. Things weren't always rosy, but sometimes a bit grumpy. But you always showed us that we all came first. I'm so happy that you got to see me get married in January and then have my 50th birthday with you. I bet you that makes you feel old. I'm so glad that I got to spend your last few weeks with you. We had some laughs and some tears. You had a huge fight on your hands, Dad. Even then, when the grandkids would come and visit, you always tried to put on a brave face for them. You're now at peace. Until we meet again, I love you, Dad. Sorry, I put you in the face.
Good. Alright. Papa, I don't even know where to start. You and Nan practically raised this entire family. You were my father figure, my support network, and my idol. I don't know if it's because you yourself were adopted or simply because of your big, beautiful heart, but you took in and cared for everyone and anyone. You quite literally became everyone's papa. I don't think there's a single person in this room whose life you didn't touch. From your cheeky banter to your rambling voicemails after you thought you'd hung up the phone. I'll miss you. I don't know how I'm going to go through life without you, but I promise to laugh as we always laugh together and to let your name be the household word that it always was. Let it be spoken without an effort and without the ghost of a shadow upon it. I love you, Papa.
Papa, thank you for teaching me, guiding me through my life and supporting me to become the person and father I am today. I will forever be grateful for the things you have taught me and the memories we have shared together over the years, but most of all, for being the father figure to me when I needed one the most. I will continue to share the stories and memories we have together when telling my children about the wonderful man you were and how you were loved and how missed you will be. That's from Cameron. This one's from Alex. I loved Papa because he told funny jokes. He is the best Papa I will ever meet. I love him to the moon and back. I wish we could have gone on more holidays together. This one's from Ayla. I miss my Papa. He is amazing. I love you, my Papa. I will miss my sleepovers with you, but I will still have sleepovers with Grandma. This one's mine. Papa was not only my grandfather, but he was more like a father. He showed me unconditional love, nurtured and comforted and guided me as I grew. He showed me how a parent should care for, love and raise their children. He took me in when I needed it the most and became a role model in mine and my children's lives. He helped me raise Alex from the day he was born, waking up early hours just to make sure we were okay. He attended most of Alex's daycare, preschool and primary school events. He gave Ayla the most appropriate nickname for her personality, Ayla Derailer. Had her for sleepovers and took them on a special trip to Double Zoo early this year. Their final memories with Papa were filled with love, joy and happiness. Not only have I lost one of the most important people in my life, but my children have also lost the most amazing great-grandfather anyone could ask for. Rest easy now, free of pain and worry.
Thanks, Papa, for being you and always being there for me. I love and miss you. Love, Max. This is from Talia. There is nothing quite like the relationship between a girl and a papa. Looking around with you and making you laugh are some of my favourite memories. I always remember you as a playful and cheeky. You always made me feel cared for. Love just for being me. Having you in my life was a gift, and being loved by you was an even greater one. I am grateful to have had so much time with you, even though your health struggled. There is a piece of me that is now missing, that I'm not sure could ever be filled. But I think that just shows how special you are to all of us. I will miss you every day. Love, Talia. Papa, 20 years ago when I first met you and Carol, you welcomed me into your home like you did with everyone. You weren't just my father-in-law, you were my friend. I loved our cuppas and our chats, and I thank you for looking out after our children. They loved you so much, we all did. I will miss you, Papa. Rest in peace.
Thank you. As we can see, Papa was a great man to the family. But as you can see, and I spoke to a lot of us this week, he's a great mate to all of us he touched, whether it's our family, our friends, everyone. So thank you, Pop. Love you.
Thank you, everybody. So, family and friends, today we have celebrated the life of Max Compton. Your Max, your dad, your papa, uncle, your mate, your family member, friend to everyone. And today we've honoured him with words and music, memories, photographs. And today we commit him from earth to earth, as the saying goes. But this man, who was the centre of your lives, leaves you also with a lifetime of these memories, his lessons, his stories, and all the qualities that he held are now carried on from him through to his children, his grandchildren, and his great-grandchildren. These memories are his gifts that he's given you, left with you to keep forever. So I would like to thank you all for coming here today and sharing in such a special service for Max. I would like to thank everyone who joined us online. I hope on behalf of everyone that this service has brought you comfort wherever you're watching from. I would like to thank Carol and the family for allowing me such a great honour to lead this service for them and for Max today. At the conclusion of this service, the family will be moving on to the Doyleson RSL, where they'd like you to know that you are all welcome to join them there for some refreshments and to share some more memories and some time together. And we will now conclude the service today by playing for you another one of his great songs, his favourite songs. And during that time, I would encourage you just to sit for a moment, have this time to reflect on your life with him as you sit here together in this room with Max for the last time. Thank you.
In the dark of night, those small hours, uncertain and anxious, I need to call you. Rooms full of strangers, some call me friend, but I wish you were so close to me. In the dark of night, those small hours, I drift away when I'm with you. In the dark of night, by my side. In the dark of night, by my side. I wish you were, I wish you were. Here comes the clown, his face is a wall, no window, no air at all. In the dark of night, his faces, they haunt me, but I wish you were so close to me. In the dark of night, by my side. In the dark of night, by my side. I wish you were, I wish you were. In the dark of night, by my side. In the dark of night, by my side. I wish you were, I wish you were. In the dark of night, these faces, they haunt me, but I wish you were so close to me. Yes, I wish you were by my side.
Ladies and gentlemen, could you please be upstanding?